invite Dr. B R Athani, founder chairman of Gramachetana Organic Crop Producers Co-op Limited, Bagalkot. He holds a postgraduate diploma in rural development management from IRMA and has completed BVSc in animal husbandry and veterinary sciences. He is the development management consultant at Future Greens. I think he is going to talk about how to settle it. Thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon. Everybody is feeling hungry also. Good afternoon. Last bench, yes. Yeah, as Tikku sir was introducing me, I'm Dr. Athani. Basically, I'm a veterinarian. Yeah, you might be surprised how come I came here to share my experience. With my experience, vast experience working with the first FPO in the entire country and in the entire world, that is Operation Flood System, that's Amul model in the milk, which was spearheaded by Dr. Kurian. That is the first model of FPO on cooperative lines. I was there in that system for about 22 years, and later on I resigned, and the person, the great visionary, Dr. Kurian, whom I consider as my role model, he always used to say, milk is one of the commodities produced by the farmer. That's true, which has got very small shelf life. They could do the sea change in bringing about the livelihoods of the farmers, dairy, small and scattered dairy farmers. That happened because of the market-focused approach in the FPOs. The technologies and all those input services, whatever we have discussed yesterday, we have heard so yesterday, they will work only if market accepts their products. So there are two kinds of markets in the systems here. One is the input market, the other one is the output market. What is more important for the farmers to grow, farmers to get their incomes increased is through output market. Input consumption, more and more they do, more and more cost of production will happen. And that is the chain of events. That is where actually people are stuck. Farmers are unable to realize better prices in the markets, focusing only on the output. And then my perception is that the very cause of suicide by the farmers is due to the increased cost of the input supplies coupled with the lack of opportunities in the market. MICE efforts in our area, in North Karnataka area, they have done a wonderful experiment. Without the help of any academia or the university or the department, they have evolved a breed of sheep called Yalaga. Yalaguri, we call it in Kannada. So that breed was evolved only in response to the markets. If you see any of the commodity, even the inputs, you take, for example, seeds, they become sustainable in the market. People start buying those seeds only if the taste and other parameters of the produce it produces on the land is acceptable to the marketing consumers. If consumer accepts, then that seed or inputs or even the output market gets the expectant, lots of encouragement in the market, and that becomes the sustainability factor for that seed or the input. So these people, they saw that there is a good opportunity for their new breed of sheep, which was local breed there called Elga. It is inscribed on the Badami cave temples also. That time, that means Chalukyan Empire time, 6th century BC, that breed was prevalent. It had lost its own charm later on. And another breed came, that is Deccani, which is a black wool sheep. But when the market changed, circumstances in the market changed towards the preferences changed towards the meat and wool lost the value, then shepherds thought this is the best local breed I can introduce in my flock and start producing the lamb so that he gets better market. None of them advised them to change the breed from this Deccani to Yelaga, but they did it on their own, looking to the market opportunities. So market dictates the production trends. Trends in productions are always dictated by the markets, nothing else here in the farming systems. So we thought, and then last 20 years only that the breed has developed. It was having a very good market in the local markets. People from Chennai, they used to come all the way to North Karnataka, Bagalkot, about 800 kilometers long, trekking their trucks to buy these animals because it had a specific quality of the meat. Very fast growing, meat quality was very good, and these people got very good market, and they started converting their flock to the Yelaga breed. No advice, nothing from any external intervention agencies. We thought as an NGO, Future Greens NGO, because of my training in veterinary science, I was so passionate with for working with the sheep and goat, because that was the most neglected sector in animal husbandry. Everybody, once animal husbandry, they listen, no? They think it's only cow and buffalo. Sheep and goats and even the local backyard chicken, they were in the back seat. So we had a passion to work towards betterment of those shepherds' livelihood, and we took up their cause. We promoted that breed to the southern Karnataka area for fattening purpose. So we started an NGO, this FPO, first FPO supported by NABARD, called Bagalkot Sheep and Goat Producers Cooperative. So through this producer cooperative, we started linking the lambs bought on live body weight, which was an innovative marketing concept. Nobody weighs the animal and then pays the price. That was the first time when we introduced the system in Karnataka, entire state. Nowhere it was prevalent. We said when anything produced by the farmer or anybody can be measured or weighed, and then price is fixed on that, why not the animals? So that is a big challenge for us, and we struggled for 3-4 years. We started buying on weight basis. Now we have introduced another 3 parameters and started selling to the buyers on the same parameters. So what I am trying to tell to the August audience here is that it is the produce which can bring in some systemic changes in the markets, and that produce only can be a ray of hope for the farmers. So that change in the market systems, that gives access to the growth for the producers. So market system change, and then working with the markets and understanding the consumers and giving the feedback to the farmers, what you are doing is good, or you make certain corrections in this trait or the parameter of the produce, you will get better acceptability. Further to this, we went on promoting this, certified breeding units for this particular breed. Now, every month, we are selling about 4,000 lambs for the rearing purpose, fattening purpose, only in southern Karnataka areas. And farmers, apart from regular markets, they got very specialized and high-paying markets through our intervention. Government said, you please promote this breed so that it increases the livelihoods of the farmers, and we will give 2,000 rupees for every animal that you are selling as an incentive to the producer. We said, I will give 1,000 rupees. Totally 3,000 rupees per lamb was paid extra, is being paid extra now for the purity of the breed they are maintaining. So all these breeding technologies, everything, they start flowing once the market acceptability is there for the produce. And all these marketing, technical intervention, input provision, everything has to come through their own community managed organizations called FPOs, farmer producer organizations. Now we are working with about 26 FPOs, onboarding about 21,000 plus shepherds and then the farmers. not only shepherds, farmers also, we are intervening in organic agriculture, and that is how we started our journey with the agribusiness verticals in a small place in North Karnataka called Bagalkot. Yeah. So in the process of now working with the agribusiness verticals for about last 8 years, last 4 years again was a very critical period for us to systematize everything. The first understanding we got through our work experience was network of FPC is a must as a nodal agencies to facilitate in bringing some changes in the agribusiness verticals and bringing in climate resilience to the production systems, because now with the changing in the climate, slowly some of the crop varieties and then species, flora and fauna are getting extinct, and that relationship that existed earlier between the species, be it a crop or the animals, now it is getting lost. So we try to understand all those things and advise. Advise means we never advised anything. Farmers used to decide on their own what crop mix or the livestock mix they should go given that condition that is prevailing there. So we introduced a system of evaluation called Co-Drive, developed by Water Institute in Ahmednagar. We are practicing that one to understand how climate is changing for the last 50 years and how these farmers can get adapted to the new normal. That is how we this. Then digital platform for value chain integration on the mobile. So this we have introduced as part of our supply chain systems. We have now digitized it. We have brought an app. 3 websites are also there. In the app, actually, that is traced back to the farmers level, which gives them some technical inputs. That acts as a platform for them to sell their produce, be it the crops or the livestock or the fishes, freshwater fish also we have taken now. We are working with 4 farmer producer companies on fish, inland fisheries. And then about 11 are there on sheep and goat, and remaining on local poultry. And then even though the primary product is different for these FPOs, but all secondary products, whatever the member grows on their piece of land, it is all dealt by their own collective. That is a FPO. So they bring their produce, be it animal husbandry product or the crop product, and then FPO does some value addition, and then it is brought to the market. So in the process, we have introduced some innovative ideas. It's all entire supply chains are managed by women. About 3,500 plus women are members of these few of the FPOs, wherein the procurement, Dr. Gupta sir was telling it is aggregation earlier. We call it as a procurement managing the procurement, evaluating for the prices, transporting, then identifying the markets. Everything is done by and managing the FPO membership. It's all 100% women. 8 such farmer producer companies we are having now, promoted under the funding from government of Karnataka. Nobody told us that you go for women FPC, but as our philosophy to promote women-led organizations, we have done 8 FPCs right now there. So institutionalization of these entire value chain systems is a must. And so farmers should understand FPO is their nodal agency. It takes care of their requirements, be it finance or inputs or the output marketing also. So they should understand that the FPOs are their own organizations are the central agencies supporting for their livelihoods. So this is another core learnings we got from our experience. And now we have come up with the idea by combining 4 to 5 FPCs in a region. We want to go ahead and then create a hub of this safe foods. It is not 100% organic. It is a residue-free food system. What we are trying to promote those network of through this network of FPCs in our area. So it is a safe foods. They are not fed on the hormones. They do not have hybrids. We don't encourage hybrids. Sorry if the fraternity here opposes our idea, but it is the indigenous breeds, indigenous varieties that we want to purify and promote among the farmer communities. So through this, actually, it's a safe food network that we want to build in the system here. So this is how we are organized as a social enterprise. The process mentor and the not-for-profit organization is Future Greens, which was started by me and some of the professional colleagues way back in 2010, with the intention to work on rural livelihoods, farm-based rural livelihoods, and promote their entities, collectives. And through that collectives, we wanted to see that the users or the farmers' incomes are increased manifold. It's a difficult journey. So we undertake community mobilization, resource pushing, and then institutional development services like training and other things, NGO does. And then the second layer is a farmer producer organizations that takes care of the production services, market access, value addition, and then financial services. Everything is done by the FPO networks. And within the FPOs, we have promoted activity-based groups, which focuses on their own production activities. For example, lamb fattening. Lamb fattening, we have created a separate women groups who does that activity as a primary activity. Apart from that, they have got several other products. They go as a coolie, laborer work, etc. in the farms, but they undertake one enterprise activity, one group, one enterprise activity. So that is how we have created about 3,000 plus activity-based groups. We also call them as joint liability groups for the purpose of lending loans to them. And micro enterprises, we have promoted about 7,000 plus women micro entrepreneurs under the project DISA by UNDP, United Nations Development Program, over 2 years back. And 60–70% of them are running successfully now. They are now poised for scaling up to the next level. So what is happening is, through the FPO network, we are helping farmers to produce more. We are helping their own women to add value and then bring it to the market. That is the whole concept in the system. So this is the operating model for us. Activity focus groups are there. Then production activities are there. And then the sales, all these activities are managed by a chain of volunteers, women volunteers, who will see who act as a supply chain integration. System in the rural area, at the level of the FPOs. So this women-led organic food supply chain, it works in the concept of seed to consumers. We better say easily it is said than done. We have experienced a lot of hassles, hits and buts, but still we can claim that we have made some success there. So these are all the collection centers managed by at our FPO levels. Again, these are all managed by the women. These are value addition equipments owned by the FPOs, network of FPOs. And these are all the processing equipments we have established there. In the process, we have set up a private limited company, NutriPlus Foods Private Limited, to cater to the retail needs of the FPCs, farmer producers companies. So each and every farmer producer company cannot venture into retail markets using their own brand, because retail marketing is a different animal altogether. It's very difficult to decode it, and a lot of big investments are needed, branding and all those things. Each and every FPO cannot undertake those activities. So we have formed a separate entity under a Company Act, and that is attracting, that is the strategy to attract the investors to, and then in turn it engages in value addition, and ultimately the retail market is the cup of tea for this private limited company. FPOs or the FPCs, they do business, but only in B2B for the institutional buyers in bulk segment, not in the retail segment. This is how we are earning. So in the process, we got 2 national awards, Jaivik India Award by the Government of India for our organic initiative with the farmers, and then Action for India as a best Indian social enterprise in 2019. So these 2 are the quoted award we got in the process. We are working on 4 brands in the markets. One is Nomadic Bites, that is for the meat, antibiotic free meat from Elaga, one of the best quality meat. We have already established that supply chain. We are catering to Bangalore market, and it is getting to scale up on a large platform shortly. And NutriSwad, for the first 3 years of conversion to organic, still it is not 100% organic, but we can comfortably say it is free of residues, pesticide residues. No pesticides are sprayed on the crops. And Simply Satvik is the organic brand, certified organic brand of products. We are having about 100 plus products, starting from millets, wheat, rice, jowar, jaggery, then 3-4 spices, edible oil, cold pressed organic edible oils we are dealing with under this brand. And now latest, all 4 brands are registered trademarks. Living Light is the next brand. We are launching it in another 15 days. It is totally a purely millet and sprout based plus dry fruit mix, specifically catering to the diabetic people or the modern day pressure related diseases, and for the women, expectant mothers, lactating mothers, and for the children. So 3 different category of products, new products we are launching shortly in the market. So this is how actually whatever the market needs, market requires, we are asking farmers to produce at the level of the FPCs. So this is a case of one of the green millet farmer producer company supported by ICR. It is doing quite good with lots of these organic food products, millet based organic food. We are having about 36 millet based food products themselves, starting from upma mix, idli mix, ready-made batters, and then dosa batter made out of millets. In the retail markets, we are having a franchisee model both in Bangalore, Mumbai, as well as in Visakhapatnam right now. We are expanding our network shortly to Chennai, probably from 1st of April. So it is totally exclusive Simply Satvik and NutriSwad brand available in these shops. These are few of the products like cereals and millets, Yamar or Yamar wheat we call Javai Godi, organic wheat and flours, special care atta for diabetic people who can make chapati, and this is giving a very good result. In 2-3 months of this thing, there has been some control. People are feeling better, and then we are getting a lot of positive feedback on this special care atta which we are producing. Pickles and then the chutneys, local chutneys, these are all outsourced from the women self-help group, micro entrepreneurs whom we have trained using a horticulture university training center, and those people are making finer value-added products and we are just becoming a supplier. Sorry, the aggregators. They are all packed in the brand name, and then they are supplied to the retail markets. And then the dals, pulses, organic jaggery is there, then flax and Niger seeds. So there was a lot of demand for Niger and flax seeds, but the people were not reluctant to grow them because they were finding it difficult to sell in the open markets. That was the issue with the farmers. There were no organized aggregators for those flax seeds. And then we took initiative with the help of the Expander Foundation, Hubli. They said, you please promote these rare crops through your FPC model and let them come in the forefront of the cropping system so that consumers will also get benefited out of this rare crop nutritional values. That is how actually we shifted our focus from production to market approach. Desi eggs we are having, then we are now working, as I was telling, on the lambs, and then sheep and goat, in the mutton vertical. Backyard poultry we are introducing shortly on a very large scale, and that will be, they are all linked to the ultimately requirements of the urban markets in Bangalore. So the intervention which we did through this FPO network with the market as a focused approach, and the system of working model, by NGO as a mentor, FPO as the producer, company as the value addition, and then retailing front for the FPOs. So this complex network started scaling up now. And with the help of investors, like one of the investors is here only in the August audience, he is from this, your own place, Bhubaneshwar, Mr. Panda. He has invested substantially in our company. And that's how actually we have to nobody invests in FPCs except government, and then the farmer, they have to share their own share capital and pool the money and start working on that. But private investors, they shy away from FPC. There is no provision for private investment in FPC also, farmers-led companies. In cooperative also, it is not allowed. Only in the company model, it is allowed. That's where actually we try to make niche for ourselves, and we created separate entities to take care of the supply of the value chain requirements for the agribusiness verticals. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice. Thank you. I mean, I don't know how to control the time. We are already. Can we take one question? Or okay, Sharad, quick.
Sir, my company shares the profit in the form of the price differential. So we have understood for the last 3 years how company can manage the procurement cost and then the retailing cost. First 3 years we underwent losses, and then we went on infusing money in the system, funds in the system, created good processing facilities and improvising the products. Now we are realizing the profits, and the profits that are earned actually every 3 months we come to know that we can increase the price of jawar, sorghum, what we are procuring from farmers, by another 1 rupee, because we are getting a lot of surpluses in between. That is the one model. Second model is in the livestock segment. We know for sure the mutton, the price of the meat has never reduced, as far as I know, for the last 30 years. Poultry meat prices will vary, not the mutton prices. So we know for sure that in Bangalore market, it sells at around 600 rupees to 900 rupees, depending upon the quality of the meat. So based on those grades, we directly pass on those better prices to the shepherds or the goat keepers based on the age of the lambs. So directly we are buying from the farmers, giving them 8 to 10% better price than the local mandis.
Okay.
This is the analysis, and then the figures, hard data we are having. Students from IRMA, Institute of Rural Management, they came, they studied the structure what we have developed, and then the price differential also, 8 to 10% straight. This is apart from the commission or the 2% margin. Generally, APMC charges to the farmers. We are not charging. We are not charging for their transport. We are not charging for their labor cost. Everything is borne by the FPOs. So almost every farmer is getting 14 to 18% better price than selling in the local mandis. So this has been the impact of our offerings. So it all depends actually for per lamb for the shepherds. We have estimated something around 450 to 500 rupees per lamb extra price compared to the local mandi prices. We are paying them. That's the reason every day we keep getting 10 to 15 calls from the shepherds and goat keepers who are really small and marginal farmers. We are helping them with a better price. But this is not the only thing. Farmers can improve their income by selling at the higher price. They can go for an integration model. That's the next step. We are getting into that. Each village, we are introducing about 25 different models of farming, integrated farming models, 3 on the crops and 3 on the livestock-based cropping systems. We are introducing so that there will be stability of income and the income level also from the farmers. Opportunities for the producers will keep increasing through this FPO network. So total, if you go to village, you should get everything well organized with a FPO at their forefront and then FPO supporting them, and they are catering to the FPO requirement. But there is still long way. It is not that cakewalk. Out of 26, I am seeing some 8 premium FPOs which are really performing well, and I think in another by 23rd March we have given the target of 15 crore rupees turnover for each of these FPCs. 15 crore rupees.
Thank
you can
you.
Just imagine. Yes.
Thank you, doctor.
Yeah.
I think we need to close. Thank you. I think you can take it offline. Thank you.